Hey, what's up, my pioneers of learning? Hopefully you find today a lot different. It's Friday, it's April 24th, and today I'm going to go over the Pythagorean theorem one more time. It is not a complex theory, it's very basic. I'm going to use same numbers for both equations to help you understand it. So I'm going to get started. So the first thing I want to do always is write my equation. When I write my equation, I'm going to write a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is the Pythagorean theorem. It's very simple. Four variables, all raised to the power of 2. And I want to go over this so this is what you understand. So the sample triangle that I'm going to use is 3, 4, and then x. Now, 3 and 4 represent the legs of the right triangle. And whenever you see a right triangle, you'll notice that there's this little box at the bottom. This indicates that this is a right triangle. And the line that's opposite of the right triangle is known as the hypotenuse. That is where I put my x. I don't know the value of that. But using the Pythagorean theorem, I'm going to be able to determine the length of the value of x. And all we're going to do is basically plug in. Now, what I've done in the past, and I'm going to continue to do this, is I'm going to put the labels in the box so you guys can see what each one is. A will be 3, B will be 4, and C will be unknown. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug it in up on top. Right? So for A, we have 3 squared. For B, we have 4 squared. And because C is unknown, I'm just going to leave that like that. Now, when you're working with exponents, it's the same thing. It's the number times the number. So 3 squared looks like this. This is 3 squared. 3 times 3. And many of you know 3 times 3 is 9. So we're going to put 9. 4 times 4 is 16. And since we don't know the value of C, we leave it alone. So we get this. Now I'm simply going to add these two numbers together. And I got to find out that I get 25 equals c squared. That's what I got. Now, in order for me to get rid of the square, because this is not my final answer yet, although it might look like it, it's not my final answer. I need to square the c and square the 25. When I square them, I place the square root symbol over the top of each one, just like that. And then it wipes out the one on C because a square of a square is 1. So that becomes C, just like this. And then I need to find out what the square root of 25 is. Now, this is pretty easy because it's a number. It's called a perfect square. That means when a whole number times a whole number by itself, without any decimals or without any fractions, is a perfect square. So what number times itself equals 25? And the answer is 5. So I go ahead and put that in like that. And I find out my hypotenuse is 5. Now I didn't put any unit of measurement in. I'm going to leave it at that just for today. 5. Now the opposite. So you said, okay, I got it. I understand. Well, we don't stop there because we have to look at the other side. Is finding the missing leg. Now in the other lesson that I gave the other day, I asked you to find the missing leg. And in finding the missing leg, I'm going to use the same numbers to make it easy so you guys can understand. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write my equation just like this. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you a triangle. I don't know what this leg is. Now, again, put your letters in it, A, B, and C, so you know what each one goes. And we're going to take the values that I have in here, we're going to plug them in here. Now, I'm going to put x for b for now because I don't know what it is. Okay? So a is 3 squared. I don't know what b is. I could leave it as b, which is fine. I'm going to b squared equals 5 squared. Just like this. Now all I'm doing is I'm going to solve for b. So let's take a look. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9, plus b squared equals 5 times 5 equals 25. I get this. Good? Okay. So now, I'm going to go ahead. Now I'm going to two-step equation. Now you know what to do with two-step equation is what? Inverse operations, right. So inverse of operations of the 9. So what is the inverse of a positive 9? Negative 9. So you're going to put negative 9 on both sides of the equation. Remember, keep it balanced so you get both on the same side. And you're going to go ahead and wipe out the 2 9s, drop down the b squared, and you find out that 25 minus 9 is 16. Now, same thing we did over here, we're going to do over here. And I'm going to take my square, and I'm going to put it over both values. I'm going to know that b squared squared is just b. And what number times itself gives me 16? Well, the answer is 4. Because I know that 4 times 4 is 16, so I find out the value for b, or the missing leg, is 4. So, that's it. That's the secret. Not hard. Pretty simple, right? Okay, so now you got to finish it up on your own. Do the best you can. Any questions, feel free to reach out. All right, have a great Friday. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.